Hey, Chris here from Videomaker. In this video, we're going to answer what camera is better, the Canon 5D Mark IV or the Canon EOS R. This is the first and the last video you'll need to watch to figure out what camera is best for you. We'll be scoring their performance and declaring a winner. Plus, we'll have time code for each section in the description if you want to skip around. Before we jump in, if you like this video, make sure to like it and tell us in the comments what cameras you'd like to see in our next heads up video. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you get notifications when we publish our next video. We put out new content twice a week on Mondays and Fridays. Let's get started. These two cameras are very similar. They have the same sensor, same battery, and the same sensor crop of 1.74 times when shooting in 4K. However, the EOS R has the newer and more powerful Digic 8 image processor, whereas the 5D Mark IV has just the Digic 6 Plus image processor. Winner, EOS R. Both cameras shoot in 4K. However, the 5D Mark IV captures DCI 4K, offering a few more pixels on the sides. The EOS R captures up to UHD 4K. Winner, 5D Mark IV. The fundamental difference between these two cameras is that one is a DSLR and the other a mirrorless camera. Mirrorless means you have an electronic viewfinder instead of using mirrors to project the image coming through the lens to your eye. This allows lenses to be closer to the image sensor because the mirror takes up space. That leads us to our next feature. They have different lens mounts. The 5D Mark IV has the EF lens mount. It's been around forever, and there are tons of lenses out there for it. The EOS R, on the other hand, has the new RF lens mount. Currently, there are just 10 Canon RF mount lenses. You'll find everything you'd want. But just like Sony has been able to adapt Canon EF lenses to their mirrorless cameras, so can the EOS R. That means you can use both EF and RF lenses on it. Overall, the EOS R has access to a larger lens selection. Winner, EOS R. On a side note on adapters, Canon went up and above on them. They offer 3 options to get from RF to EF. One is just the adapter, nothing else, for $100. The next is the same but adds in the new assignable lens ring to any EF lens for $200. And the last one, which is actually 2, has a drop-in filter. For $300, you can get the circular polarizer filter. And for $400, you get the drop-in variable ND filter. That means you have an ND that fits every EF lens. Both cameras offer a mini HDMI output. However, what is pushed through that port is different. Although the 5D Mark IV can capture 4K, it only outputs 8-bit 422 in HD out its HDMI. The EOS R, on the other hand, puts out 10-bit 422 4K for capturing with an external recorder out its HDMI. Winner is the EOS R. As is typical, a DSLR is heavier and bigger than a mirrorless camera. The 5D Mark IV weighs 1.76 pounds, whereas the EOS R weighs just 1.45 pounds. Moreover, the 5D Mark IV is just slightly taller, wider, and deeper. Winner is the EOS R. One of the biggest and most noticeable differences between these two cameras is that the EOS R has a screen that can fully articulate, flip out for any angle, and the 5D Mark IV has no movement whatsoever. Winner, EOS R. Additionally, the resolution of the rear screen isn't the same. The 5D Mark IV offers a 1.62 million dot resolution, whereas the EOS R has a 2.1 million dot resolution. Winner, EOS R. Because both of the cameras have the same battery and the EOS R has an electronic viewfinder to power, you would think that they would have a big difference in battery life. But that's not the case. The battery life on both cameras is stellar. With that said, the 5D Mark IV lasts 15 minutes more for an even 3 hours of video capture, and the EOS R with 2 hours and 45 minutes. Winner, 5D Mark IV. The internet exploded when they learned the EOS R has only one media slot. Though not all workflows need 2 slots, it is a bummer. However, the single slot is a UHS 2 slot. The 5D Mark IV, in contrast, has 2 card slots, but they are SD UHS 1 and compact flash, both slow media. Because of the speed difference, the EOS R is a bit better of an option. Winner, EOS R. Neither camera take very long to start up. That's nice if you're trying to manage your power consumption, though it's not very necessary. The EOS R starts up in 1 second, and the 5D Mark IV takes 2 seconds. Winner, EOS R. Neither the 5D Mark IV or the EOS R have all the shot assists for video. They both have a histogram, grid, and view assist when shooting in C-Log, but the EOS R has focus peaking and the 5D Mark IV does not. Winner, EOS R. To test the low light performance, we do an ISO ramp from ISO 100 up to the highest ISO to see when noise is introduced into the picture and how high you can push the ISO till the noise is distracting to the image. With the 5D Mark IV, noise starts at ISO 800 and is acceptable up to ISO 1600 before the noise starts to color shift. The EOS R was able to shoot 2 stops greater with noise starting at ISO 800 and is acceptable up to ISO 6400. They both have similar amounts of noise, but the EOS R doesn't color shift at the higher ISOs like the 5D Mark IV does, making it less noticeable. Winner EOS R. Because the sensor is the same on these two cameras, we were curious if what isn't the same would affect their dynamic range. Our first dynamic range test was shooting with the DSC Labs Xyla 21 dynamic range chart. We set the first light on the left at 100 IRE using a waveform monitor. Each step after that one is 1 stop of dynamic range. We tested in both standard and C-Log picture profiles and found no difference in dynamic range between the two cameras. Additionally, when shooting a dynamic shot in the real world, there was also no noticeable difference between them. It's a tie, folks. When shooting in 4K, both of these cameras have poor rolling shutter performance. When we hold a frame from our rolling shutter test, there are no distinguishing differences between the two. It's also another tie. On the contrary, neither camera have a Morie issue. However, neither outperformed the other. Morie is yet another tie. Moving on to the dual pixel autofocus found on both cameras when shooting video, here's a shot from the 5D Mark IV. Now the same shot with overlays. Notice where my face becomes detected. Now let's look at the same shot with the EOS R. Now with the overlays. Not only is the eye detect following from further away, it's a bit faster to adjust to the movement, but not by much. Let's look at another shot, now with me zigzagging across the frame. First with the 5D Mark IV, now with the overlay, now with the EOS R, and with the overlay. Neither focused perfectly, but the EOS R did a better job tracking the subject and from further away. Additionally, the 5D Mark IV does not have eye tracking. Winner is the EOS R. Both cameras can shoot in C-Log. However, it's an additional $100 for the 5D Mark IV to come with it or to get it upgraded. The EOS R comes factory with C-Log, and additionally, it's available out the HDMI and 10-bit 422 for capturing with an external recorder. Because of that, it's got a stronger C-Log offering. Winner, the EOS R. Missing from both cameras are any stabilization outside of optical image stabilization or OIS via a lens. However, the EOS R offers a digital stabilization in camera at the cost of a slight increase in sensor crop. Just because the EOS R offers it and the 5D Mark IV does not makes it the winner. Winner, EOS R. The top frame rate on both cameras is 120 frames per second in 720 HD, and neither offer autofocus when using it. There's no difference between the two. Well, it's a tie. When it comes to continuous shooting stills, there are two aspects to consider: the maximum amount of frames per second and the amount of raw frames before the camera has to stop to buffer the images to the media. Likely due to the faster media, the EOS R offers better specs versus that of the 5D Mark IV. The 5D Mark IV offers up to 6 frames per second for up to 21 frames continuously, and the EOS R offers 7 frames per second for up to 47 shots before buffering. Winner is the EOS R. The connectivity is strong on both of these cameras. Both offer Wi-Fi connection, but the EOS R also offers Bluetooth that allows you to send the images automatically to a phone as you shoot. Winner is the EOS R. Right now, both cameras are at a great price. The 5D Mark IV is $2,000 and the EOS R is $1,500. If you have EF lenses or plan to and want to shoot with the EOS R, you'll need to spend $100 to $400 on an adapter. The media is more expensive for the EOS R, but it's way faster. There's no need to pay for an upgrade on the EOS R for C-Log like with the 5D Mark IV. Winner is the EOS R. So what's the final score? Let's take a look at the scoreboard. We probably didn't need to show you the scoreboard. The EOS R wins 16 out of the 22 categories, with the cameras tying more than the 5D Mark IV wins, which is only twice. We have full reviews of both of these cameras. There are links in the description. So what do you think? How'd we do? Did we get it wrong? We want to hear what you have to say. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the bell. I've been Chris from Videomaker. Until next time, keep doing the hard work that you do. Bye-bye.
Continued learning and practice, as well as taking refreshers on the basics, will help keep your skills sharp. Check out our video courses to stay on top of your game. Find a course by visiting videomaker.com/courses or click the link in the description.